I was in 8th grade when 9/11 happened, and I remember going out and looking at the TV, and I was just like, holy smokes. And no more than probably 5 minutes after I was watching that, the first tower collapsed. I just remember, it was live, and just watching two, towers collapse. I was mad. I was very sad for the people who lost their life, and I was just like I really wanted to serve the country, give back to everybody who served before me, and just give back to this country that's given me so much. I left right after school, went to basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia, and then did airborne school there at Fort Benning. I mean, when I went into basic training, I knew that I would be going overseas. I mean, it's just inevitable. If you're, in the Army, infantry, airborne, I mean, you're going overseas. Our unit was really unique in how we did a lot of, missions and, kind of high-speed things, going after high-value targets, and we did a lot of what they call TST missions, which are time-sensitive target missions. Yeah, that night we went on one of those TST missions. We were going after a bunch of high-value targets, and they were having this meeting at this one location. We all rolled out, and we surrounded the place with the Humvees, and the trucks, and we hit the houses that we thought they would be in, and sure enough, we captured 19 guys that were on a high-value targets list. They said, okay, let's exfil, get out of here, go home, and we took a route that I didn't really want to take, a pretty dangerous road, and luckily we made it through that real dangerous road. And pretty much we got on the overpass that would take us home, and something happened, and it was like the driver had no control over it. We just went left, and we went right in between both overpasses. There's a pretty big gap between the south and northbound lanes, and we just went right off, and it kind of I lost consciousness, but we landed upside down in that truck. So I was completely crushed. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move, couldn't call for help or nothing. I had no idea if I was the only one alive, or or if I was dead. I had no clue, And finally, my buddy was able to pull, some of the dead bodies off me and drag me out from underneath the truck, and about 10 feet away from the vehicle.
I'm Dory Yunker, Lance's mom. When we first heard about it, we got a phone call in the middle of the night, which usually when you get a call in the middle of the night, it's not usually a good thing. And it was from a nurse in Iraq, in Balad, and she said that Lance had been in a terrible accident, but he was okay. He had just come out of 2 surgeries, and that he wanted to talk to us. So while it was terrible that he'd been in a bad accident, we knew that he must be okay because he was ready to talk. So that was a little bit of a sense of relief. And he got to Germany. He called us there, and each day he sounded a little bit better. But he started sharing stories of just stories of God's protection, and Brendel saving his life, and started sharing with us how the guys, and they always called him Preach, and just started sharing how he had shared with them about his faith before the accident, and then since the accident, how they had started asking for Bibles, and started saying, I think you're right, Preach. I think it is God who saved us. And
My name is Lance Junker. I grew up in San Luis Obispo, California, and I'm 19 years old.